Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I want to talk about the Gucci boycott. I had to drag Amarachi with me to the office because I've been stuck in traffic all day and I promised I was going to teach. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the scriptures because I'll be driving, but I know most of them in my head, so maybe when we park I'll be able to read some scriptures with you. Now, here's the thing. The scriptures are clear. We are not to judge the world. We are to judge those in the church who are sinning. Very clear scriptural instruction. But our leaders and teachers, out of their need for greed, have turned and flipped these scriptures upside down to the point where now we don't judge people in the church so they can have immunity from prosecution. Instead, we judge those we have no business judging. I'll talk about the Gucci blackface, and I will talk from the perspective of someone who is in the media. When you're in the media, which is where I've been for the last 20 few years, you can be mistaken. And I'm going to give you an instance. This happened a long time ago. I was emceeing an event, one of those many events that I used to MC back then. And some guy was rude to me from the crowd. You know the way the MC sometimes plays with the crowd. And I was like, see him face like monkey. I said it innocently. He was rude to me. Somebody got up in front of the stage and said, you have to apologize. That's a racist comment. How dare you call him a monkey? And I was like, dude, but calm down. I saw where it was going. So immediately I said, I'm sorry, oh, na joke, oh, please, no vex, oh. Do you understand? Things can very easily be attributed a meaning that wasn't the intention in the first place. I'm not standing up for Gucci on this. For all you know, they might have been mischievous. But at the end of the day, it might just have been someone who just felt, you know what, this could actually be a nice design. The world is very sensitive. Gucci puts animals on their designs. One day, some people are going to wake up and be advocates for bees. And they're going to say, how dare you use the image of a bee without consulting the bee? Or how dare you use the image of a tiger? You know what? This is animal cruelty. And they're going to file lawsuits. You'll be amazed what sensitivity is going to spawn in the next decade or two, when everybody is going to be offended by a gust of air or the fact that the sun didn't shine for the number of hours it was supposed to shine that day, and somebody's going to get upset, someone's going to get sensitive, and before you know it, they're going to sue. So yes, they might have offended, but let's look at it. Did they apologize? If they did, what's the issue? There's a place called Jamestown in the USA, and it is believed that the slaves during King James' era were brought to that town first. Why was the black man considered less than his Caucasian counterpart? Because of slave trade, because they were selling black people. Did Gucci ever engage in slave trade? The answer is capital no, but the church did. Religion encouraged slavery. Ephesians chapter 6 and 5 Slaves, obey your earthly masters as you would obey Christ. It's in the scriptures up until today. You can find it right there. So it would be very hypocritical for us to boycott Gucci and still be reading King James. The black was less or made less than the white, partly because of King James. He traded slaves. Religion up until today encourages slavery. Up until today, across board. Take a look at Africa. Most of our problems are religious. The killings in the north, religious. The poverty, the brainwashing in other parts of Nigeria and Africa as a whole, where people are sprayed insecticide in their faces, where people are made to drink bleach and all sorts of stuff, where people are made to play with snakes to prove their faith. That is religion, and that is slavery in its own right. What have we done to boycott that? What have we done to face the problem, the scourge that is affecting us? What have we done? Nothing. But because 50 Cent decided to boycott Gucci, Floyd Mayweather, who's a Gucci customer, all of a sudden now is a bad guy. He's not supporting the movement until 50 Cent boycotts the King James translation. I will not join anyone in boycotting Gucci. It's money that I don't have now, and I've been on my way to the Gucci shop just to show you people that I'm not with you on this thing. I couldn't have read the amount of history I read or the amount of scripture I read and still be a slave to this dogma. I'll tell you something. Abraham in Genesis 14 met Melchizedek as he was returning from where? The slaughter. What did they go and slaughter? A ram? They went to slaughter human beings. Why did the king of Sodom, Amarachi, you are here with me. Do you remember the statement in Genesis 14 that came from the king of Sodom?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said that he was begging Abraham to give him back his people.
Abraham to give him back his people.
Yes.
The people were captured as slaves. Abraham was a good man. He said, I will give you your people, and as a matter of fact, I'll even return everything back to you except what my people have eaten. That's religion. Up until today, they still preach the David Goliath message, which is a very non-Christian message. I'm going to teach this on Sunday, so you need to join us on Sunday. I'm going to properly dissect a lot of biblical and scriptural doctrines that have been based on stuff that is totally against Christianity. You cannot tell me that David going to kill Goliath has anything to do with Christianity. It's murder. If it's war, Christ didn't encourage any one of us to go to war. Christ, as a matter of fact, says, pray for your enemies. Go and read Matthew chapter 5. I was discussing this with Free Nation members earlier on today, with Jigga, Evelyn, and I think Irene too was with us. Christ said, the law says, pay back revenge in equal measure. But I say, love your neighbor and love your enemies. So, according to the true doctrine of Christianity, David was supposed to love Goliath. The scripture said it's easy to love and forgive your friends. Oh yes, David found it easy to love and forgive Jonathan. When David was giving out the children of Saul, because there was a time when the Gibeonites required the children of Saul for a sacrifice, and David was giving them. David did not give Mephibosheth, who was the son of Jonathan, because of his relationship with Jonathan. So it's very easy. Jigga and I are good friends, but let me look for someone who's not my good friend. For instance, Leke is not my good friend. The scripture tells me it's normal as a human being for me to easily forgive Jigga, who's my good friend, and look away when he does evil. But the scriptures say, even Leke, that's not my good friend, I must forgive. Now here's the difference with the Davidian theory. David, on the other hand, forgave his friend and protected his son, but took the son of his enemy, or who he considered was his enemy, because Saul gave Merab out to somebody else instead of him. The first 5 sons of Saul that David gave the Gibeonites to kill were the sons of Merab. That's not Christianity. That's totally against our teaching, and it is what causes the slavery that has been thrust upon us. Hang on a second, guys. Let me just pay my toll. Well done. Welcome, ma. Woo! All right. I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys. So, the teachers who have refused to let go of David, of Solomon, they're not part of Christianity. They're our history. They're meant to show us what obtained before the era of grace. But instead, we have adopted them because they favor us. It's easier for you to see yourself as a David than as a Paul. Paul worked and made sure he never collected a dime. Paul said, instead of him to charge to teach the gospel, let him die. That doesn't fit into your idea of Christianity. But the Christianity where one is favored over the other. God loved Esau. God hated Esau even before he was born. And God loved Jacob for no reason. It doesn't happen like this after the sacrifice. But that's the one you're holding on to. Why? Because of the people who make ends meet out of those doctrines. They are your modern day slave masters. They are the ones ensuring that the legacy of slavery continues. And you elate them. You make heroes out of them. Whereas Gucci, providing jobs for people, foreign exchange for their country, making me and Hush Puppy and whoever likes Gucci look good, are all of a sudden becoming villains, while the real culprits. You want to talk of the slavery of black people? Why are you not talking about King James? The Catholic Church apparently came out to apologize for its role in slave trade, and we forgave them, but we cannot forgive Gucci for blackface. What kind of human beings are we? How many people died out of blackface? Not one that I know. How many people died out of slavery? Read your history. Study your statistics, so you will not become a statistic. I find it utterly unfair and totally ridiculous that we will make heroes out of villains and vilify those who offend our sensitivity. Where did we get this sensitivity from? The other day, I made a statement that I tried to explain. One auntie came and said it was a racist statement. I insulted her brother, who, by the way, is half European, half Nigerian like me. How can I be racist to somebody that is my color? Well, how did we become, is this part of being woke? I'm not against being woke. I love the fact that we woke, but let's not be one, over woke, and two, walk in the wrong direction. We are not fair unless we give equal justice to everyone. Justice is not justice unless it's justice for all. I don't know who it is that I'm speaking to today, but I had to do this as I was driving, just to pass this message across. I've had a very busy day. You guys are gonna hang on for 1 or 2 minutes while I climb upstairs to get into Cool FM. I'll continue with the message. I just need 3-4 minutes to walk into the building. So you're just gonna hold on for me, because there's so much we need to still talk about. And big shout out to my girl Amarachi, who's been holding the phone and also reading the scriptures from her head, bumping her head against the glass as I'm taking the turns. Amarachi, how are you doing? Do you like the Free Nation? You're nodding your head. How can you nod your head? Can people see you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Did you used to like your former church?
No.
No. Why did you say no? Why?
Because of all the stress of going to church.
Why? Don't you like going to church?
Dress up.
Okay, Free Nation, you don't have to dress up.
No.
You just show children. And the parents, I'm sure, used to think that they actually enjoy the dressing up. Parents enjoy dressing their children. You see, what we do to our kids is the same thing we do to our God. Because we enjoy something, we automatically assume that the kids also enjoy those things. You dress children up, corporate, give them bow tie and all those things. All right, I'm at the office, guys. I'm gonna go right in. Amara. All right, welcome back. Amarachi's right here hiding. Got her. So back to what we were saying. I wanted to address some other issues before we went any further. First of all, the issue of our charities. We're going through quite a lot with our charities. People, I don't need anybody to be grateful, but please don't let it seem like it is our duty to take care of your life. From now onwards, unless it's a case of a final year student whose father died, we are not going to pay school fees for anybody in a state university. It's not fair for us to dedicate 170K every term to your child when there are schools of 100 or 50K. That 170K should be able to take care of 3 people. I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys. It should be able to take care of 3 people. We need more people. I don't believe, if you want quality education for one person, then I think that's your responsibility. We need good education for as many people as possible. We don't want to remove one. This is not the Elijah time when Elijah took care of one widow and every other widow and everybody else died in the famine. That's not how, like I said, that's not Christianity, and I will not work with that formula. Okay? The Lady Joy, we're raising 350,000 naira for her. So far, we have done over 200,000. We should be done with her charity this week. Mama, what's her name? Chidima. Thank you, babes. Mama Chidima, we have raised about 300,000 for her too. And we'll be done with her too this week. The other lady, Omotayo, I don't know exactly how much we've raised for her, but we have done quite a bit for her. I'll let you know what it is like. We've done 1.4 million for Shedrack so far. Shedrack is the little boy who has eye cancer. He needs a total of 1.7 million. So we've done 1.4 already, 300,000 to go. So we can close that file. Solomon, the young man who needed 39,000 naira. That should be sorted out today. Amarachi, any other charities? Evelyn, if you're watching, please, if I've missed anything out, please let me. Stephen, remind me. Stephen and Chinedu. Yes, we raised 50,000 for Stephen, 150,000 for Chinedu. So we're sorting out Chinedu's accommodation and school. So they've been sorted out. Chinedu needed about 60K, but he's got 150K, which goes to rent for 1 year, things they're going to buy in the room and all that. So I think that's as far as we've gone. Which one's the house boy? That's Solomon. Yes, we're sorting him out today. If not today, we should be sorting him out before this week runs out. I actually felt very bad because the guy needed only 36K. And we're sorting out everybody else. I'm forgetting the guy. We're sorting out all the women. And we're leaving out the guy. I thought that was wrong, so we need to sort out the guy. I just had to call him up today. I was like, guy, I'm so sorry. You know, we will deal with your issue. Now, henceforth, this is how it's going to work. We're not paying entrance fees for any state, what is it called? University. We're not. So if you can't get admission into a federal university, I'm sorry, we can't help you. We will help if the need arises, someone who is in their final year and is about to be chased out of school because of school fees. Those kind of situations we will help. Not now, but as we move forward. Another thing I wanted to talk about. Yes, please. I'm also going to put an embargo. The Free Nation wasn't set up to help one particular family. And then that family becomes, it now becomes the Free Nation for that family. No. We're going to sort you out, and then we're not going to attend to anything coming from you. Especially if we put you in line of business. The Free Nation is not somewhere where people are going to now be living large on the Free Nation. That's not the intention. The intention is to get as many people out of poverty as possible, to lend a helping hand to as many people as possible, not to make one or two people rich out of donations. Please do not put money in any account that is not approved by the Free Nation. I saw what my eye saw with, what's that boy's name? Benaiah. I saw what my eyes saw. Now, there was somebody we raised 350K for, and Evelyn just called me over it. Evelyn and Irene. By the way, Evelyn is in charge of our charities. Irene is in charge of our communications. Jigga is in charge of the steering committee. If you can't access me, you can access any of them. Those are the people who you should liaise with. If you liaise with any other person, you do it at your own risk. Don't call me. Let this video be a disclaimer. Don't call me and said, I couldn't get in touch with Jigga, so I gave this person the money. I don't want to hear it too. You do it at your own risk. If that person spends your money, it's between you, that person, and God. I'm not involved. If Jigga spends your money, you can call me, or Irene, or Evelyn. Then you can call me and say, Daddy Freeze, I sent Evelyn 1,000 naira. She used it to buy a recharge card. She did not declare it. Then I can, because Evelyn is, and by the way, you're not even paying money to Evelyn, to Jigga, or to Irene. You are paying directly to the people we're helping. All these people need from you are your pledges. I hereby pledge to give this person 2,000 naira, 1,000 naira, 80 naira, whatever it is you want to pledge to these people, and let them tidy up and send you the account details where you would pay the money to directly. Please help me. I went through a lot, and I'm still going through a lot. I'm being bashed every day for trying to help Benaiah. I'm not taking it as anything. We all wish Benaiah survived. And guess what? Because we raised 70 million for Benaiah. Remember, it was not the Free Nation that raised all the money. So if you are coming to the Free Nation with your problem, don't come and think we are going to give you 1 million. Listen, the best we can do is, if your problem is 6,000 naira, we will give you 10K. If your problem is 45,000 naira, we can give you 47 or 50K. That's the max we will stretch it to. And we are going to, from now on. Jigga abused me today. And I will not count it as an abuse, because what he said makes sense. He said, when it comes to verification, my verification is 1/10. So as I've seen that my verification is 1/10, it looks like people are seeing the soft side of me, and I'm manipulating it and taking undue advantage of it. I've put in a verification team. So right now, it's not going to be only Brother Chris again. It's going to be Brother Chris, Wolfie, Irene. If your case does not require that we raise money for you, if it means we're going to get you a free lawyer, we're going to get you a free lawyer. If it means we're going to get you a free doctor, we're going to get you a free doctor. It doesn't always mean that we're going to give you money. So don't think you can come to the Free Nation and come and get the money in Bet Naija, the Bet Naija money that you played and did not win, that the Free Nation will now pay you your payout. No. Stop nursing those thoughts. Anything you bring to us. They've even told me that I'm not allowed to bring people live like I do normally on Sunday. This person needs this help, this person needs this help. Until the case is verified, I cannot bring the person public anymore. I work with a board, and this board wants transparency, and I have to give it to them. And they said that my verification is 1/10. So we're going to have a proper verification team. You're going to be verified from different angles. Brother Chris is going to come, go write his report. Wolfie is going to come, go write. They're not going to meet. Then when they write their report, the board will now decide on your case. One person called me the other day and said, Daddy Freeze, I want to get married. I need you to help me with my traditional wedding. If we help you with your traditional wedding, who is going to take care of your wife? We are not helping weddings. Hello? The Free Nation is not involved. Do you know the kind of personal issues I have? Do you know what I go through every day? You don't want me to help you with your wedding. It's all this twist mentality that we always have. So please, before you send me your request, review it. Ask yourself, if I take this thing if somebody brings this thing to me and I'm in Daddy Free's position, will I answer? If the answer is no, don't bother sending it, because I will not bother replying you even. I will not even reply you with hello. I will just ignore you. Now, if you're a widow does not say you should not have work. If you're a widow, come to us to set you up in business. Think of what you can do with between 100 and 150K if we approve. Open a canteen, sell food from your house. Anything you think you can do, open a barber salon. Whatever business you think you can do, you come up with that business. And once we give you that money, you are no longer our responsibility. You go and work. The Bible is clear. Stay away from idle believers. An idle believer is bad, whether you're a widow or not. Unless you are a postmenopausal widow, an old woman of 70 or 65, and you can't get a job or you can't work again, then we know we're going to take care of you. So please, I'm a widow, my husband died and left me. Okay, what's your plan for your future? What do you want to do? We gather money and we give you, and as we are giving you, we are warning you, don't come back here again. Go and work and make it work. Free Nation is not a recycle bin for the lazy. Free nation is not the recycle bin. When the church fails you, you now come here. Then when we pick you up again, you go back there. No, 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 no. Please help me so I can help you and serve you better. So back to the Gucci story that I was sharing with you earlier on. We've got to be careful as human beings who influence us. We've not read between the lines. Many of the people who are telling you vote this person, vote this are abroad. Somebody yesterday called me from Spain telling me who I should vote for. The first question I asked is, are you in Nigeria with us? Do you know what our eye is seeing? You are in Spain, you are telling us who to vote for. Many people push their ideologies and mentalities and what they have on you while they are insulated. There was one lady in America that she was telling me that Daddy Freeze, I'm not a Nigerian, I'm a Biafran. I'm supporting the Biafran movement. I said, no problem. Go to Enugu, go to Anambra, go and support the Biafra movement from there. You are staying in Dallas or in Chicago, and from Chicago you are Biafran. It's convenient for you to be Biafran in Chicago. You're not in the face of the war. So let's be careful. Whatever 50 Cent wants, he's a good man who has a good mind, who can decide what he wants. That's his business. But if we really care about slavery, if we really care about those who have oppressed us, I think we need to look beyond Gucci. We need to look beyond the current crop of people we have, and we need to start examining people like King James. That's where we need to go. Do you know how many people died during the slave trade era that was fully backed and supported by the church? Come on. Nobody has come up and say, for this, we're going to boycott this. Nothing. So if you're a black man, your problem and your slavery, our slavery as Africans, did not start with a designer label. It started with those who are still holding our minds captive. Hello. You see people doing challenge up and down. It's only inside the challenge is to sell what they want to sell. Slip it under your nose so you don't know they are marketing you. Come on. How can we have 20 churches on one street and so much poverty, so much hunger, so much wickedness? Stealing pants, turning pants to Benz. Let me officially round off. The app froze and shut down, so I think we lost that beginning part, but you can get it on YouTube, youtube.com/Daddy Freeze Teaches. Please remember to subscribe and subscribe, basically. Somebody was telling me when I was accusing that challenge guy that he was trying to market his music, someone said that my YouTube is monetized. This message you're watching on Instagram, who monetized it for you? The one you watch on Facebook, who monetized it? Let me tell you, the bulk of YouTube money comes from interviews, celebrities that people want to watch, not teachings. There are many of my teachings that I can't monetize because of the content. Religion is controversial. Let me tell you something. I was trying to monetize Shedrack's video. And I was like, whatever comes in, I was hoping like I can get like maybe $20. I can show it to you. It came to $4. So how do I give somebody $4? Do you know what $4 is? 1, 2. But the videos that would earn you money are videos like Linda Ikeji's video, Timaya, the test drive videos. Those are the universal type of video. And how many of those do I do? How much time do I have to really do those ones? Does Airtel promote it for me? When you make a call or send a text message, when you are sending your balance, do they tell you to go and watch Daddy Freeze YouTube? Come on. Do I hold you guys for 1 whole month, and while we're doing that, I'm forcing you to go and guess what? Even the YouTube, 90% of the people jump the clicks. So what do we do? So please, guys, that's as far as we can go. Thank you so much for listening. I'm not boycotting Gucci. I'm not joining any nonsense until I see them start boycotting King James. Let's know that you want to boycott King James. The slavery, this mistranslation, this nonsense that is going on, it started from them. Let's boycott those ones. And when I see, then I know you are serious about black slavery. How many people did Gucci sell as slaves? Can you count the people King James sold as slaves? Black people? Gave us a white Jesus? Come on, man. We can do better than that. So take care of yourselves, guys. I absolutely love you all.